Hey everyone! In this video, I'll show you how to install and use Google Drive on your Mac. First, let's download the Google Drive installer to our computer. You used to be able to download Google Drive straight from drive.google.com, but now Google is rolling all their services into Google Workspace. You can click the link I left in the description to download it directly, or if you want to follow the manual steps, go to workspace.google.com. Then, in the Products menu, find Drive. In the bottom menu, click Download. Now, click the Download Drive for Desktop link. You'll be redirected to a Google support page, and if you scroll down, you'll see an Install on Mac OS link. Click that, and then hit the Download for Mac button. If you're using Safari, just click Allow to download it. Once it's downloaded, double-click the Google Drive.dmg file. When the installation window pops up, double-click the Google Drive.pkg file. From here, just click Continue, leave the default settings, and hit Install. Enter your Mac password, click Install Software, and wait for the installation to finish. After it finishes installing, you'll need to sign into your Google account to start syncing data between your Mac and the cloud. You can actually add up to 4 Google accounts. Go ahead and click the Sign In button to start. Your browser will open up so you can log in to your Google account. Now, in your user's Home folder, you'll have a shortcut linked to Google Drive. If you don't see it in your Finder sidebar yet, go to Finder Settings, check the Cloud Storage box, and a Google Drive link will appear under your Finder locations for easy access. Next, I'll share some important settings so you can master how your data syncs between your computer and the cloud. Open the Drive app from your menu bar, click the gear icon in the top right corner, and choose Preferences. In this settings window, you'll see 2 tabs, Mac and Google Drive. Let's start with the Google Drive tab first. The most important setting you need to understand is the sync mode. Google Drive gives you 2 sync options, Stream Files and Mirror Files. So, what's the difference? With Stream Files, all your data is stored exclusively on the cloud. On your Mac's hard drive, you only have tiny representative thumbnail files that take up almost no space. This just lets you browse through your Google Drive folder structure. The actual file sizes aren't taking up space on your Mac. This completely optimizes your Mac's hard drive space. However, when you actually need to use a file, you'll have to right-click it and choose Download to get the real data. Once it's downloaded, the little cloud icon will disappear. The second option is Mirror Files. This is the opposite of Stream Files because your data is saved in 2 places, one copy on your computer and one copy in the cloud. The advantage is that you can access all your data without having to download it first. The downside is that it uses up your hard drive space. Usually people choose the Stream Files mode to save space and then organize their folders based on how often they use them. For example, you can create a folder called Data for the files you need to use frequently. Then just right-click that Data folder and select Make Available Offline. You'll see a green checkmark icon, which means the data in this folder is downloaded. Whenever you add, edit, or delete files in here, it will still sync to the cloud. If you don't want it offline anymore, you can right-click it again and select Make Available Online Only, and it will remove the local downloads to free up space on your Mac. For data you rarely use, you can create a separate folder. Copy the files in there, and once they sync to the cloud, right-click and choose Remove Download to free up storage. Next, let's go back to the Preferences window and switch over to the Mac tab. Here you can add local folders from your Mac to sync to the cloud. You can actually do this right from Finder. Let's say I have a folder in my documents called Screen Studio Preset. It's an important folder, so I want to sync it to Google Drive to avoid losing data, but I don't want to move it into the My Drive folder. I just right-click that folder, choose Sync or Back Up this folder, and the Drive app window pops up. Leave the default settings, hit Done, and you'll see your chosen folder appear under the My Mac section. Then click Save, and just like that, my Screen Studio Preset folder is synced to Google Drive. You can do the exact same thing with any other folders that hold important data. Now, if you open Google Drive in your web browser, you'll see those specific folders are located under the Computers tab instead of My Drive. To avoid mixing up data between different machines, you can right-click your device's name, choose Rename to change it, and hit OK. Finally, to add multiple Google accounts to the app, just click your avatar icon in the top right corner and select Add Account. After you add an account, new shortcuts will pop up in your Finder sidebar so you can easily access the drive for each specific Google account.